I'm Jeff O'Hare, Editor-in-Chief of Dealerscope Magazine, and with me is Aneesh Chopra. And he's the nation's first Chief Technology Officer, as well as the Director of Technology for the White House Office of Technology and Science Policy.
Nice job.
Did I get that right?
You got it.
All right.
It doesn't fit well on a card.
No. But anyway, Aneesh just got through a fantastic keynote here at CEA Line Shows in Manhattan. And I think the best way for the audience to kind of understand what you do is to describe those 4 pillars you talked about, which is kind of like your call to action for the government. Explain them.
Well, the president has called for the ability for us as a nation to harness the power and potential of technology to drive the nation's economy. And we are looking to do this in 4 ways. The first is to promote technology-based innovation in the economy itself, growing high-wage, high-growth jobs. Second, it is to address the president's key presidential priorities on health care, energy, education, and job creation using innovation platforms, that is, thinking differently about how we approach those challenges. Third, as we see tremendous growth in the use of the network infrastructure of our country, it is to make sure that we are both equipped for the future, which is a broadband network that's capable of delivering all the wonderful applications that we've got today and we've yet to envision, but to do so in a secure and safe manner. So that third pillar is to build a reliable and secure digital infrastructure. And then last but not least, it is to deliver on the president's promise that we should bring those capabilities into the operations of government itself, and that is to lead the president's Open Government Initiative at www.whitehouse.gov/open.
Now, I'd be remiss if I didn't ask this. Given that tomorrow, June 12th, is the cutoff date for analog TV, we're switching over to digital. How does that transition play into some of those pillars? Does it play in any way or help drive those?
Well, first I want to say, for those of you that are watching, if you have any loved ones or friends or family, please call 1-888-CALL-FCC if you have any trouble with the television signal in your loved one's home. We have enough staff available to listen to your concerns and to get the resources available to us at your community to address the challenges that are out there. But on the big picture, driving economic growth through technology-based innovation, I mean, what you saw in our ability to repurpose that spectrum that allows us to deliver broadcast television with less spectrum, we can free up spectrum for wireless broadband. Over $19 billion in capital raised from the private sector to take advantage of that spectrum and to deliver world-class innovation. So our first pillar about job creation and economic growth clearly addresses by DTV. The second pillar about addressing presidential priorities, this was a priority of the president, and we're using all capabilities available to us, a common database to make sure that we're understanding who's asking for these coupons and who is getting them, are we fulfilling them. So the operations of the couponing program for DTV transition really was about using emerging capabilities. And then obviously ensuring a secure and reliable broadband infrastructure will be a key component of what we do with that spectrum when it's otherwise repurposed. So on all fronts, this is a big priority for the country.
Very good. And there were a couple questions at the keynote regarding trying to keep technology jobs within the country, prevent them from going overseas. Is there anything you can do in your role to help that?
Absolutely. And in fact, it's about making America more globally competitive. While in the long run, the answer is clearly about upskilling the American workforce, moving our higher education attainment rate to global competitive levels. In the near term, we're working on all kinds of strategies to promote entrepreneurship. Did you know that over half the Fortune 500 in 2009 got their start during economic recessions? It is this opportunity that we can catalyze new companies, new ideas, nurture them with all the power and the tools available at state and local governments. My job is to look for policy opportunities to deliver that kind of innovation over the near term and to make sure those communities most hard hit have the resources they need to compete and thrive.
Awesome. I could go on and on, but I want to thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.